My name is Mariana and this is my YouTube channel, The Happy Taboo. The kind of girl that you could be. If you haven't seen my first video, it's still up because it's still my only other video, so I would pop on over and watch that. If you're all caught up, this video is titled How I Found Out I Was Pregnant. Through my channel, I wish to not only give my opinions and my recommendations, but also sharing my story and sharing my truth. Vulnerability is important. Our stories are not ones that we should ever be ashamed of, and that we should feel free to share with others without the fear of being judged. It wouldn't make sense for me to want that as I shared my story myself. So basically the way that I found out I was pregnant was going to university. I was a full-time student and very active in extracurriculars. Monday and Thursday were my busy days. Monday I wake up and I felt terrible. I just felt really tired and I didn't want to leave my bed. And it wasn't just like I was lazy. It was like my body just, nope, was not. So I called up everything I had to do that day and everyone completely understood. The next day I still feel like shit. Next day I'm not hungry, I kind of feel nauseous. I get a ginger ale and I'm like, I don't really know what it is. Continue on throughout the week. I'm really not eating at this point. Just around the time of midterm, so I was so distracted with school. I really didn't pay attention. I would only eat whatever I wanted to eat. So if I wanted Taco Bell, I was getting Taco Bell. If I wanted sushi, I was getting sushi, because if I didn't have sushi, I just wouldn't eat. So throughout the week, I really just ate whatever I could stomach or whatever I was craving. If I couldn't have what I was craving, I would just try to eat something light. I had a Saturday morning class. And I went to my Saturday morning class and I brought a yogurt to eat for breakfast. And as soon as I tried to put the spoon in my mouth, I just gagged automatically. And I thought to myself, this is nuts. I can't go on living my life this way. This just... Even in the middle of my class, my professor was super cool, so he understood. I went to the doctor, this walk-in medical center down the street from my school. The doctor asked what I think is wrong, so I tell him I think I have the flu, and he's like, okay. So he does the little flu swab thing and it comes up as negative. And he's like, no, well, you don't have the flu. And I'm like, okay. And he asked me, do you think you could be pregnant? And I said no. He said, well, would you want to test? And I said, yeah, sure. So he gives me the test, and then after a couple minutes really thinking about it, in the back of my mind I feel like I kind of knew what the answer was already. And he comes in the room, he closes the door, and he tells me that I'm pregnant. He didn't really know much else because it was a hormonal urine test, so he was really sorry that he couldn't tell me how far along I was or any of the details. And he told me that I would have to go see a gynecologist for those details. So I said thank you, and then I left. I was just a mess. I was crying. I was walking down the street. I was walking and crying at the same time. That I went to the gynecologist and she was able to tell me more. And yeah, that was the story. I don't know if this ended kind of at a halt, right? So for every story that I tell, I want there to be some kind of thing that I observed. So what I learned, you need to pay attention to yourself. You really need to pay attention to your body. Because when I went to the doctor and he asked me when my last period was, I didn't know. And if I knew that, I probably would have found out that I was pregnant sooner. But because I was so wrapped up in whatever I was doing, which is nowhere near as important as your health, I didn't care about myself enough. Wow, why didn't I know when my period was? What else I learned is that your intuition is real. There I said that voice was telling me that I was pregnant. It wasn't a hunch. It was I don't know, a fucking laser through my heart. What I recommend to others, or what I would want someone to get from my experience, is pay attention to yourself and pay attention to your health. Don't allow yourself to be so enwrapped in everything that's happening around you that you forget to take care of yourself. And thank you guys for supporting me and all the mass amounts of love and support for this channel that I've received so far, and the people who've actually asked about the second video and when it's coming out. Wow, what? Thank you.
What I meant to say here was, please feel free to share, and subscribe, but I kept talking. So please feel free to share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.